Hello fellow YouTubers, this is DVD Collector 1986 here with a new video. This is going to be my collection update video for October of this year, 2021. I bought one DVD this month, a few Blu-rays, and a pretty good amount of 4Ks for this month. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump into this. And I'm going to save the best of the 4Ks in this collection update. I'm going to save those for last. So trust me, it'll be worth the wait. First is Boogeyman. This is a compilation DVD that has basically clips from all the major horror franchises. Obviously, you got Pinhead, Jason, Michael Myers, Chucky, Freddy Krueger, Leatherface, Wishmaster. I mean, you've got a lot of stuff. And the movie, it's not really a movie. It's like a mixed, like I said, compilation of like the best of clips from all these different horror franchises. And I guess we'll call it a movie. It's only 58 minutes, but in addition to it being almost an hour long, which isn't that long, it also contains over 3 hours of like extras. If you, I guess that might include the movie itself, but like between the feature length time and all the extras and like trivia games and stuff that are included, it's over 3 hours of entertainment. If you're like throwing a Halloween party in October and you invite a bunch of people over, but you don't want to watch like a particular franchise, but you want a little bit of everything, just something to watch in the background or just have fun watching, this is a fun a fun DVD to pop in. It's really fun. So this is the only DVD I got. So now we're gonna get into the Blu-rays. This is an upgrade. Nicole Kidman and the others. Slow-paced, sort of spooky ghost story, haunted house type movie. And it's PG-13, but this is one of the rare instances of a PG-13 rated horror film that actually works pretty well. I enjoy this movie. And I don't usually like PG-13 horror movies, but that one's pretty good. Next, this is also an upgrade, Cujo. If you're thinking about getting this on Blu-ray, I think this might be out of print, but it's still not that expensive. Make sure you get this edition with this cover art, because there's another Blu-ray edition that's floating around out there. But the other edition, which has a white picket fence as the front cover, just has the movie on the disc. There's no bonus documentaries, anything like that. But if you get this edition, it comes with a documentary. I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not, but it's under special features. It says audio commentary by the director, and then a 3-part documentary called Dog Days, The Making of Cujo, which I like special features, so that's why I picked this up. But that's an upgrade. This is also an upgrade, a really good slasher from 1981, The Prowler. This is the Blue Underground Blu-ray release. I really like this movie. From what I understand, of all the movies that Tom Savini has done gore effects for, it's my understanding this is the movie that he is most proud of as far as the work that he did. the makeup and gore effects. He's very proud of his work that he did. And there's one particular gore scene towards the end of the movie. Whoa. Yeah, it was pretty good. If you've seen this movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But this is a good movie. And this is a more recent movie. Jacob's Wife with Barbara Crampton. And she turns into a vampire in this movie. It's got some comedy in it. But it's a fun, really entertaining vampire movie. It's a different take on the whole vampire thing, but it's done very well, and I really enjoyed this. And that is it for the Blu-rays, and the rest of these are all 4Ks. So, Psycho on 4K. I actually had the discs from this particular release originally, but the person I bought it from, they just sent me the discs, which look like this, but they didn't send me the artwork that goes with this case. And I'm the kind of person, I like to display my movies on the shelf, and I like to have all my discs in cases with the artwork. I guess it goes back to the days of renting movies from Blockbuster. I just really like cover art. I remember back when they had VHS, I loved all that artwork as well. But I bought this again because this obviously came with the original artwork. So I went ahead and bought this again. So, but I'm glad I did. Now I have the artwork to go with it, and it wasn't that expensive. And the 4K transfer on this is actually really good. Okay. And next we have The Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2. And I actually have not checked out these movies yet on 4K. However, this edition, which is the only 4K release of The Evil Dead 2 that exists that I know of, this does contain all the special features from the previous Blu-ray. I forget which anniversary edition it was, but there's a making of for this movie and everything. All that is included in this 4K release for this movie. But I have both of the Evil Dead movies. Like I said, I can't really say much about those, obviously, because I haven't checked them out yet. But maybe in a video later, in another video, I'll let you know. This is another movie I haven't watched on 4K yet. I've been watching other horror franchises as it is the month of October, but I have heard that the transfer on this is supposed to be really good. I still have my Shout Factory release, which is just standard Blu-ray, because the Shout Factory release has all the special features that are on this edition, plus a few other ones that are not on this release. But I like the fact that now I have this movie on 4K, and that is John Carpenter's The Thing. Like I said, haven't seen it yet, but I hear that the 4K transfer on this is pretty good. Can't wait to delve into these. When I watch these later this month, these are the 4K editions are what I'm going to watch, because I just really want to see what they look like. Now we're getting into the good stuff. The rest of these 4K releases are all Shout Factory 4K releases. So we have Prince of Darkness, came with the slipcover. I'm not one for slipcovers, but that's pretty cool. It has the slipcover, and the artwork is reversible. The Blu-ray that's included is the same Blu-ray that is in the original standard Blu-ray release, but this includes the 4K disc, so you get both Blu-ray and 4K. And I have seen parts of this movie. I popped it in the player just to see how it looked, and I didn't watch the whole thing yet, but I kind of jumped around from scene to scene, and this movie does look pretty darn good on 4K. It looks really good. So there's that, and all the special features from the previous Shout Factory release are included on that one and this one too. They Live. Again, this one came with a slipcover as well. All the same special features from the previous collector's edition standard Blu-ray are all included, except you get the addition of the 4K disc. I did watch this movie in its entirety on 4K. This is it's hard for me to pick my favorite John Carpenter movie. It's actually not Halloween, even though I love Halloween. But I would say I'll give you two. My top two John Carpenter movies are this movie right here, They Live, and the other one, Prince of Darkness. I think those are my two favorite. And then a very close third would be John Carpenter's Vampires. But that doesn't have a 4K release yet. But this movie here looked amazing on 4K, because I watched this movie from beginning to end, and I'm not just saying this because I like this movie, but for real, it really did have a really good 4K transfer on it. So definitely these two John Carpenter movies, definitely get those on 4K if you can, because they look really good. Okay, now again, there's some more 4Ks left, but now we're getting into the really, really good stuff. So let me build them in a little stack here. I'm going to kind of go in depth on them, but I'm going to try to be kind of quick about it too, because otherwise we'll be here for a very long time. But I'm going to hit all the key points in this. Okay, I got the first Halloween on Shout Factory 4K. Everybody that wants to, they can go and they can look at unboxings for this on YouTube, but it does come with the outer, I call it a slipcase, very sturdy, very well made, and the artwork on the actual case, I reversed it. This is the original artwork, but if I was to flip this artwork around, it would look just like this. The double-sided art has this artwork on it, and like I said, the original for each of these Halloween 4Ks. So I have this one, and I did pop this one in. It's a 3-disc set. Disc 1 is an Ultra HD 4K Blu-ray, which has the new 2021 4K scan from the original camera negative approved by cinematographer Dean Cundy. New Dolby Atmos track, audio commentary with co-writer, director John Carpenter and actress Jamie Lee Curtis. Audio commentary with Dean Cundy, editor Tommy Lee Wallace, and actor Nick Castle, who played Michael Myers in the first Halloween for the most part. A couple of other people played him in a few other scenes, but he's the main one who gets credit for playing Michael in the first movie. Disc number 2 is a standard Blu-ray, which has the new 2021 4K scan from the original camera negative. So if you don't have a 4K player yet, but you want to buy this, the second Blu-ray has the exact same 4K transfer that was done this year on it as the 4K, only because it's on a Blu-ray, it's been downscaled to 1080p, but it still looks really, really good. But you get the same color grading, it's the same transfer, it's just on a Blu-ray instead of a 4K. So that's pretty cool. And the second Blu-ray also has those same commentaries from the 4K. And The Night She Came Home, which is a little documentary about when Jamie Lee Curtis went to the one and only horror convention she's ever been to. There's that documentary. That was actually on the very first 4K release that the Lionsgate 4K release for this movie. That's included on here on the second disc. Also, TV version footage, theatrical trailer, TV spots, and radio spots. And this has a third disc, which is also a Blu-ray. And the third disc has the original color timing presentation, which I'm assuming is the color timing from the original theatrical release. The color timing from the original, like I said, theatrical release. When it was in theaters, it has that color timing. And then it also has a vintage interview with producer Mustafa Akkad, which is, I believe, less than a minute long. And then it has Halloween, A Cut Above the Rest, Halloween Unmasked 2000, and then it also has Halloween, the extended cut in HD with TV inserts in standard definition spliced in. But even though those added television version scenes are only in standard def, they're practically seamless. They did a pretty good job with that. And theatrical trailer, TV spots, and radio spots. So if you want, you can actually pause, and hopefully you'll be able to read that. And all the special features on the third disc were included in the. You guys remember the 15 disc deluxe edition Halloween Shot Factory box set that came out 7 years ago, and came out in September of 2014. All the bonus documentaries and stuff that were included for the first Halloween movie, all of those special features are in this release. So if you don't have that box set, that deluxe box set from 2014, which is now very much out of print and super, super expensive, if you're lucky enough to find it on eBay, which you can, but it's really expensive, this is the definitive edition to have, because it has all the special features from the box set for this movie, from that box set from 7 years ago, has everything for this movie from that box set. And then you also have the addition of the 4K disc that has the new 4K transfer. And the new 4K transfer looks pretty good. And then the only thing about it that if I remember correctly, that I didn't like was that the new transfer has a bit more color in it. And I actually really liked the transfer from the 35th anniversary Blu-ray, which was also in the deluxe box set. Some people said that 35th anniversary box, the one from the box set, the 35th anniversary edition Blu-ray, that transfer it was approved by the cinematographer, but it had kind of a dull, kind of grayish overtone to it, which made the movie look, it's still the same movie, but it looked, it was a little more desaturated, had a little less color, and some people didn't like that. They preferred the original. Now, I'm not saying that the original color timing is bad. It's actually really good, but what I liked about the the grayish transfer from the 35th anniversary edition is the fact that it actually made it. This movie was originally shot during the summertime when it was filmed, and with that grayish overtone, it kind of drained the colors and it made it look like it was colder. Even though it was filmed in the summer, it actually made it look more like October, and you almost feel cold when you watch it. Even though it was filmed in the summertime, I actually like that color timing because it doesn't look like a summer movie when it was filmed. It looks like it was filmed in October because of the way they desaturated the colors. Anyway, this is a great release. If you don't have the box set, this is the one you want to get for sure. So there's that. On to Halloween 2. Again, I'm going to try to be brief because I talked a lot about the first one. Again, pretty good transfer on this one. You get 3 discs in this. You get the 4K Ultra HD. You get a Blu-ray and a DVD. Real quick, the DVD contains a film script, the script for this film, in the form of a DVD-ROM. And on the DVD, also, it includes the television cut of the film, which I don't really like the television cut, but hey, I'm glad they included it. And the Blu-ray has a new 2021 4K scan from original camera negative, new 2021 Dolby Atmos mix, new interview with production manager Jeffrey Chernov, I think is how you say that, and audio commentary with Rick Rosenthal, the documentary from the original Shout Factory Blu-ray release, the Nightmare Isn't Over, the Making of Halloween 2, and basically anything and everything from the original Blu-ray Shout Factory release, whether you had the individual Blu-ray release or the box set, everything from the box set that was a special feature as far as this movie. All of the special features that have ever been for this movie are all included in this, including, like I said, the television cut on DVD. And like I said, every one of these Halloween 4Ks got new 4K scans that were recently done. So, but anything and everything from all the previous releases of this movie, as far as special features, it's all included. So just like the first one, if you don't have the box set, this is the definitive edition of this movie. This one, it has everything that's ever been for this movie. So I will say this, this movie is about 40 years old. There is film grain in the transfer. It does look good, really good, especially more so towards the end of the movie. But in some scenes, there's a lot of film grain, which I don't mind film grain in my movie transfers. But I will say, to me, this was probably the weakest of the 5, because the first 5 movies came to 4K. So out of those 5, this one probably has the weakest presentation, but it's not bad though. It's still really, really good, but it's got a lot of film grain. The film, the camera negative, the film reel for this was about 40 years old, and I keep saying there's a lot of film grain in some parts. But again, it's not terrible, but it's not going to, it's not going to like freak you out or anything. This has got the weakest transfer of the 5, at least in my opinion. But again, still a very good release, and this is the version to have if you don't have it. And just like the first one, the artwork on the case is the same as this, or you can do what I did and reverse the artwork and have the original artwork on the case. And they all come in these really hard outer slip cases. So that's Halloween 2. And yes, I even got the one without Michael Myers. Again, everything from the previous standard Blu-ray collector's edition of this movie, every single special feature, every single one is included. You've got your hard outer box. I'm not going to pull it out. Well, I'll show it to you a little bit. But this also has reversible art. I reversed it like I did with the others. But it does have this artwork on the other side as well. So, whichever. And I actually really like the artwork on that. Like I said, it has everything from the previous Shout Factory Collector's Edition Blu-ray. So the making of Halloween 3, which is called Stand Alone. The making of Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. As far as new stuff, this movie, just like the previous two, has a new 2021 4K scan from the original camera negative. And that's the only new thing from this set. Everything else is an old special feature. This one I haven't watched yet, so I can't comment on how good the transfer is. However, I have heard from other people that it actually looks pretty good. So I have good hopes for it. And again, every special feature that's ever been for this movie is included in this edition. In addition to, obviously, the 4K, because it's the first time these have been on 4K. So, great edition. If you don't have the box set, track these down. I keep saying that, but it's true. And now we're getting to my favorite sequel in the franchise. Halloween 4, again. Hard outer box. You take out the movie, and I reversed the artwork. The opposite side of the art does look like this. And first time on 4K, and just like the other three, every special feature that has ever been released for this movie, whether it be on DVD or the previous Blu-ray release, or anything like that from the box set, it is all included with this. So again, just like the others, if you don't own this movie on an HD format yet, this is the definitive edition that you want to have. And this is my favorite movie in the franchise, my favorite sequel by far. I'm a big fan of the Thorn trilogy, love it. So there's that. And the making of Halloween 4 Back to Basics is also included on that too. And then lastly, again, hard outer case. And just like with the others, you can do either this artwork or this artwork. It doesn't matter. I swapped it around. And this release for part 5 is rather interesting because I really like the artwork on this. If you notice, this is the first time that the cover art that was commissioned for this release, this is the first time that, let me put it to you this way. This was the original poster art. However, we all know that that's not what the mask in the movie actually looks like. This is the first time that a release of this movie, the cover art actually reflects what the mask actually looks like in the movie. And I know a lot of people don't like the mask in this movie. I love this mask because it was different. And Don Shanks with a menacing, awesome Michael Myers, tall, imposing, big dude that was just awesome. And that mask is unique to his Michael Myers because he only played Michael Myers one time, and he's the only one that wore that mask. And this movie's different because it was directed by a French guy, Dominique Gerard. I love this movie. I know it's hated by a lot of people, but I love it. And I don't mind that the Myers house is a big gothic house as opposed to a smaller house like it was in the previous films. And I love the laundry chute scene sequence. I love it all. And I love the Loomis scene at the end where he ambushes Michael Myers and beats him down with a 2x4. I love this movie. But something else I wanted to mention. Same thing with Halloween 4. This is the first time that the cover art on the case actually reflects what the mask actually looked like in the movie, which is pretty cool. But back to Halloween 5. Halloween 4 and 5, like the other three, have new 2021 4K scans from the original camera negative, and new Dolby 2021 Dolby Atmos mix, which all these movies have that as a new feature. And Ultra HD obviously is the first disc, and disc 2 is the Blu-ray, and all the special features for all of these movies are on the second disc. So the 4Ks are amazing; they look great, but on the 4Ks you just get the movie. If you want the special features, you have to pop in the second disc, which is the Blu-ray, and that's the case for every one of these 5 releases. Every single special feature that's ever been released for Halloween 5 on previous Blu-ray releases or old DVD releases, every single special feature that's ever been is included in this edition. So, across the board, if you love these movies and you want every special feature that you can get your hands on, plus some cool artwork, reversible cover art, and all that good stuff, all these editions are the definitive editions. These are the best ones that currently exist. These are the ones you want to get. And real quick, I just wanted to mention that there's actually some bonus content, some extra special features on this release that have never been released until now with this release. So there's some stuff that's exclusive to this 4K release of Halloween 5. And they're not even listed on the back. And I can tell you what they are. The first one is a 18-minute little mini documentary where they talk to the cinematographer of Halloween 5, whose name is Robert Draper, I believe. And they just talk to him about the movie. He's a cinematographer. They talk to him about how he shot it, how he lit certain scenes, and he even talks about Dominique Gerard. He enjoyed working with him. He also talks about working with Donald Pleasance. He doesn't just talk about his job on the movie and how he filmed it and like all the stuff that pertains to him. He talked about everything. The other actors, again, nothing. He didn't say anything bad about anybody. It was all great stuff, and how they had a lot of fun making the movie and how he enjoyed it. Talked about the opening scene, all that stuff. The pumpkin being slashed up and all that. That's one extra feature that is included that's actually not listed on the back. And then, let me see. Then you have the other special feature that's not listed, which is it's a very short film reel of various extended gore scenes that were cut from that were cut out of the movie, so they weren't included. The stuff that was cut out was not seen in the theatrical version. It was left on the cutting floor. Just a very few, less than 2 minutes long. It's just the gore scenes from the movie, but they're extended, and there's no sound to them, and they're a little raw and rough looking, but they are a cool extra bonus thing that they added, which was really neat. Like I said, they're just extended gore scenes. They even show where Michael stabs Jamie in the leg in the laundry chute sequence, and you see the blood spurting from her leg, and stuff like that. Just extended gore scenes. They were really cool to see. Again, though, there's no sound. And the biggest special feature that's not listed is they actually included the original piece of tape on my arm. The original opening sequence to the film in its entirety. It's about a little bit, it's like 7.5 minutes, right under 8 minutes long. And it's what they call the infamous Dr. Death scene. In the original version of the film, apparently, I'm just learning this for the first time, there was a guy that was into the occult, basically, that rescues Michael after he falls out of the mine into the river, and he nurses him back to health. He brings Michael back to life. And again, it's like just under 8 minutes, and it's the entire opening scene. I still like the theatrical opening a little bit better, but I find the alternate opening very interesting. And it actually, if you were able, if they had somehow figured out a way to put that opening, or to give you the option of watching the movie with either one of the two openings, if you were able to watch with the alternate opening, the rest of the movie makes a little bit more sense. But then again, I embrace this movie. I love it. Flaws and warts and all. I love this movie. But that whole alternate opening scene is included as a special feature. And I also wanted to note that all of the Har's Hallowed Grounds episodes for all of these movies that were done by Sean Clark, all of those are included in these 5 releases as well. And one other last note, I've been talking for a while. This video is going to be long. I apologize. But if you guys got the box set, the deluxe box set that came out back in 2014, 7 years ago, to cut corners, to make manufacturing faster, they included a bonus disc in that 15-disc set that had basically all the special features for Halloween 4, Halloween 5, and the first Halloween, and they put all those special features for those 3 films, Halloween 1, Halloween 4, and Halloween 5. All those special features, they crammed them all on the bonus disc because they didn't want to have to create brand new transfers and brand new discs for Halloween 4 and 5 and Halloween 1 when they did that original 15-disc deluxe box set. They kind of cut corners a little bit, but they put all those special features together on one disc. So when you went to watch Halloween 4 and Halloween 5 from that box set, you were actually watching pretty much the old Blu-rays, and they had just the movie and not really any special features other than a couple of commentaries on them, and that was it. Well, what they finally did, which I think is cool, is they, instead of putting all that stuff on a bonus disc, they took all the special features for each individual film. In the case of these 2, 4 and 5, and also part 1, and they put each set of special features with their respective films on the same disc together. So on the Blu-ray for Halloween 5, you have the new 4K transfer downgraded to 1080p because it's on Blu-ray. But you also, in addition to the movie, you have all the special features for Halloween 5 on the same disc on the Blu-ray. And the same thing for, I think I said Halloween 5. Halloween 4, same thing. All the special features for that one are also with their respective movie on the same disc, which I think is really cool. So that's what they should have done with the original box set, was just make new discs and have Halloween 4 on Blu-ray and all the special features for Halloween 4 on the same disc, and the same thing for Halloween 5. But unfortunately, Back in 2014, they chose not to do that. They just took all the special features from parts 1, 4, and 5 and put them all on a bonus disc together. Cutting corners, at least we got the special features, but I would have rather they had put the respective special features with their respective movies with them on the same disc, but they didn't do that. But they did do that for these releases. So these are a bit pricey. If you don't have a lot of money or you're on a budget, I would suggest buying them one at a time if that's all you can do. Because eventually, just like that 15 disc box set from 2014, these are going to go out of print. And even though they're not currently out of print, people are having a lot of a really hard time getting their hands on them because they're selling out. Even the Best Buy and brick and mortar stores and Amazon, that people are having trouble tracking these down. But they're running out of stock in a lot of brick and mortar stores. And if you're lucky enough to order them on Amazon, the people that have ordered them, even those orders, even though they're still getting them in the mail, those people's orders are arriving late. I ordered these movies, all 5 of them, in August, and the official release date for these was October the 5th, and I didn't actually receive mine in hand. I got all 5 of them on the same day. They arrived together, but the release date was October 5th. I didn't actually have these in my hand until today, which is October the 12th. So it took them a whole week to get to me, even though the release date was the 5th, which, considering, isn't too bad of a waiting period. But some people are having, even now, still having to wait to get them. So there's a lot of people buying these. They're becoming more and more scarce. They're not quite out of print yet, but I guarantee you they will be. So if you see a good deal on these and you want them, get them, because they will go out of print, I guarantee you, just like the box set from 2014 did. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. I'm sorry it was so long, but I had a lot to say in this video, especially about the Halloween 4Ks. And like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and take care of yourselves out there. Stay safe, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Thanks.